Hi.
What? No,
Hi.
you can't go first.
It's a coup. Oh no. Oh, it's a coup.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to There's Your Problem. Not being recorded under duress. I can't state that clearly enough. This is a bonus. You know who we are, but we have a guest.
Yes, I am a guest. My name is Emily Schick, and I'm here because I know about tiny living things.
Oh.
Emily, we have you on today because we want to know why those bureaucrats in Washington won't let us drink the condensation out of our own
want the
goddamn
pure
air
water.
conditioners.
Yes, exactly.
Right? You know, it's just like, you just look at a cooling tower and you're like, man, I could really use a drink right
What
now.
a popsicle.
Delicious.
I must lick the forbidden popsicle.
It's like a nice warm shower, you know?
Yeah. A warm,
Not too warm.
tasty shower.
Mm-hmm.
A tepid kind of like, and the thing is, right, the best kind of water, and I've often said this, is standing water.
Oh yeah, you don't want any of that. You don't want any of that lazy flowing water.
No,
You want standing water?
Yeah.
You can drink it at your standing desk.
Yes, if it's exactly, dude. If it's yellow, it's mellow. You know, it's mellow for you.
That's the saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
If it's brown, drink it down. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Don't drink the poop water.
Yeah, just stick your whole head in this hot tub. Yeah.
This podcast is not FDA approved.
Drink your way out.
What do they call that shit? The tech bros were doing a few years ago when they were all drinking water out of creeks and all getting sick. Do you remember that?
Raw water.
Raw water. Yeah.
God. As a person who works at a drinking water lab, that horrifies me.
Well, they were gonna like come to your lab and like drink all of your samples.
Yeah, let me make sure. I'll make sure to give them all the ones that are E. coli positive, because the rain has given us a lot of that this year.
Ooh, delicious! I love E. coli in rain. That's. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's animals poop on the ground and water washes it right into all of your drinking water sources.
All right, new proposal. Give me $1 billion to create a system of litter boxes for wild animals. The filthy motherfuckers. You can't.
I like to think of them as Toby holes.
We're gonna teach the deer to use shovels like they're in a national park. Because deer aren't often in national parks.
Yeah, remember, tying it back to another episode, execute all deer.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, if we killed all the deer, there will be less coliform bacteria in the rainwater.
Under fully automated luxury gay space communism, there will be a toilet for every animal's home or burrow. Running water.
Listen, if we can do that for like most humans, I think we can do that for animals. Yeah.
Yes.
We cannot do that for most humans. We can do that for some humans. I think it's like 2 and 3, maybe. Don't quote me on that.
That's most humans. Hey, winning ugly is still winning, Alice.
All right, number of toiletless humans. Toilets.
That's my one political axiom: is that every person deserves to poop in a toilet.
No, but only about 40% of people have a flushing toilet.
Oh my
god!
Wow!
So goddamn depressing.
4.5 billion people do not have a toilet.
We will cancel the F-35 and build toilets everywhere.
We should probably first of all fix that before we do any of the
Why don't we give people toilets? People need to shit places. Give people toilets.
You can join Engineers Without Borders. They go to remote villages and stuff and install water systems.
Hell yeah!
I like the idea of Engineers Without Borders that also install gaming PCs just on the side. You're like,
you gotta do the water first, then you can do the electricity, then you do the Wi-Fi, then
it's like poop water cooled PCs. Yeah, of course.
Network Engineers Without Borders, just hooking you up with a 4090.
Gamers Without Borders.
Gamers Without Borders. We can commit.
We could get as specific as we
can. What is that
with
in French?
Yeah, the most specific subfield, cybersecurity Engineers Without Borders. We just you go around the world to war-torn areas and get people to change their Wi-Fi password. You sort of tell people not to use fingerprint ID on their phone. The other thing is that
Gamers Sans Frontiers.
Yeah, Gamers Joueurs Sans Frontières.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that, like, if not a majority, at least a plurality of people had access to a toilet, and that's because I've been like drinking the Kool-Aid of like libs who are like, look at this graph where it goes big up. Isn't that like, you know,
global
capitalism?
Poverty has extreme
Yeah,
global
capitalism
poverty.
is responsible for like lifting more people out of poverty than any other ideology, and then you.
Ah!
I want to see the Gamers Without Borders advertisement. You know, when we came to the small African village, these children couldn't read. Now
Wow.
they can play Madden.
Yeah, they still can't read, but they are much more racist.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, right, every time I think, oh, that would be a good idea to have on a shirt or whatever, it sends us into the spiral of trying to like have shirts made and sell them. But I genuinely think we should sell a Gamers Without Borders shirt.
I'm gonna admit to something embarrassing.
Please.
In 2005, a subgroup of Bungie fans, developers of Halo, sold Hurricane Katrina relief shirts, and I owned a Halo Fans for Hurricane Relief shirt.
I mean, listen, Master Chief wouldn't want you to die in a hurricane, and that's...
It said, "Stop the
True.
flood." Remember the villain from Halo?
Oh, funny. Okay.
Halo Fans Against the Flood. Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna sell Gamers Without Borders shirts.
The worst shirt that I own is a shirt that I got when I was 18 and held on to when I was in the Labour Party like the LGBT Labour like Pride London marching group, and it says only the Labour Party can deliver equality. That's the worst piece of clothing that I still own. That's my worst shirt.
That's an ironic shirt now.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've purged. Yeah. So you may.
No, that's not my worst shirt. My worst shirt is an Amy Klobuchar Amy for America shirt, which I did buy as a joke.
Why?
Because she's hot.
Oh, my dad once said that Amy Klobuchar was the kind of person my mom would want me to marry, and I have never been able to decode that one.
Baffling.
Not sure that I want to.
All right, worst shirts. Worst shirts. Go.
Roz, let's go.
I'm trying to think.
You don't really have any offensive ones.
Yeah, no, I tended to always steer clear from that. Yeah.
You have a worst hat.
Oh, the one that says the piss tape is real?
Yeah, I have the piss tape is real hat. I do have that one.
You were talking
like wine.
Oh, you were talking about the other hat.
I was talking. I was talking about the other hat, but you know, I'm so pleased to like have serendipitously discovered the piss tape is real hat.
Yes, I have the piss tape is real hat.
We have the discourse hat, which details of which are not being released at this time.
wearing the piss tape hat to like jury duty.
Yeah.
I have a
they never pick me anyway. I may as well give them more reasons not to.
I had to buy myself. I love that I've had to buy my own merch several times.
Yeah, I'm about to do it again. I'm about to buy a poster for the live show, which is... Do we want to hype up the live show real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So, the live show is on September the 12th because we could not book 9/11 at Franklin Music Hall. There will be details on our Twitter account. We're doing it with Minion Death Cult and the Antifada. We're doing like a sort of like multi-show within a show. It's going to be cool. I'm gonna Edward Snowden my way over there, I'm afraid, because we couldn't figure out what the hell kind of visa to get me.
Work.
Yeah, I know. So if you are an immigration lawyer, then please go ahead and reach out. Otherwise, come to Franklin Music Hall in the evening. I think it's like doors at like, I don't remember when the fucking doors are.
For one night only, it will be Franklin Podcast Hall.
That's right.
You really needed to shoehorn that joke in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You've been sitting on that this whole time, huh?
Yeah. No, he put it in the group chat too.
60% of the world's population do not have a joke like that to sit on. I think that's disgraceful.
Yeah, it really
Capitalism has taken 60% of podcasts out of
Podcasters Without Borders.
No. We don't deserve. Listen, we barely deserve to breathe oxygen. Like, let alone. It would be funny if we were like, "Hey, starving small African child, you want to talk about the engineering disaster that is your country's economy?"
When we came to this village, this child couldn't read. Now he's a Swedish Italian man.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, this is a bonus. We're just sucking down time. You paid for this,
Oh,
idiots.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it though. This is gold.
Thank you. But you know what this is about, though? We're talking about horrifying little creatures,
that live
little
inside you.
bugs. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the thing is, they live on your skin. There are like millions of them on you constantly, and that's because you're not clean enough.
Alice,
and if you just like
Alice.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't make other people's mental health worse. Whenever I post something about health anxiety and anyone's like jokingly like, "Oh, you have rabies now," I just block them. So I really just have like a double standard.
Sounds like it's time for it to rub the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the bacteriums again.
Fun fact: there's more bacterial cells in your body than there are U cells.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, just that's a fun thing to help you sleep at night.
Bunch of little hitchhikers.
Yeah, they don't even pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they also make your body work. So,
in a very real way, all of us are landlords.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are the rentier class for bacteria.
Yes.
And yet I get paid nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, cheap bastards.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of bacteria that like to live on and in us, we're talking about Legionella today. And this came up as an idea in my mind because I was like, Philly. Oh, yeah. Legionella.
I love this little art that you've done here.
It's fantastic.
Delicious spreadable Legionella.
It's one that's good for you.
I mean, it is spreadable. It's very spreadable. You have to say that for it.
Yep, biofilms. You could totally spread on toast.
I mean, I meant transmissible, but you know what? That's a horrifying new realization.
Yep. Yeah, you should see the biofilms that these things can form. It's pretty impressive.
I don't really want to see the biofilms. I get a sense I might be about to in the course of the next hour or two. But
yeah, we'll see. So let's talk a little bit about what Legionella is. So, what is a Legionella?
It's
sort of like the Rockettes, but for the American Legion.
What?
Yeah, yes, please welcome on stage the Legionellas.
Yes.
They come out like high kicking.
Doing a can, but oh god, can you imagine what your immune system looks like after their can?
Oh, that would be amazing. In fact, it's a genus of gram-negative bacteria. What
does that mean?
So
if you spread the biofilm on a graham cracker, then
No, I know my graham crackies, and that's not how that works.
I don't know what gram negativity is.
Okay. So gram-negative and gram-positive are basically, you have a basic stain that divides bacteria into two basic groups. One of them holds on to the first stain and one of them doesn't. So one ends up with the counter stain. So one is purple and one is pink. Oh. It's basically it's a difference in the way that their cell walls are constructed. In short answer. But
is this pink style or purple style?
This is pink style.
Ooh, for her. That's why it's Legionella, you know.
Yeah, Legionella for her,
not just Legionelle.
maybe it's maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Legionnaires.
So Legionella typically lives in freshwater sources. And contains more than 50 species, at least 30 of which can cause disease in humans. And the one we're primarily talking about here is Legionella pneumophila, which is
the legion thing that likes lungs.
Oh, yeah.
Do lungs like it back? I sense not.
Nope, they sure don't. Yep, not a great thing to be in your lungs. And this is an obligate intracellular pathogen, which basically means that it doesn't just sort of float around in your body like other bacteria. It can only reproduce when it's within one of your cells. So in people, specifically, it tends to do this in your macrophages, which are one of your white blood cells, which its normal job is to go eat things like dead cells and debris and bacteria, but the Legionella likes to basically go, you know what? I'm not going to let you dissolve me, because that's what it usually does. It goes, I'm just going to chill in here until I reproduce to a point where I make you explode. And then it moves on and finds new macrophages and continues.
This is
That
like
is
being
fucking
a criminal
horrifying,
who
and
is like escaping the search by hiding inside a cop.
Basically, yeah.
You guys ever see The Thing?
Except like it's also reproducing, so one criminal goes in and then like when
no.
it chest bursters
It's The
out,
Thing
it's like a
too!
clown car.
All right, so cop exploding full of criminals. Gotcha.
Yes. Yep. It is really cool. So
It's like the police union gets hold of this. It's like sick leftist podcasters want our law enforcement officers to be exploded from the inside by dozens of criminals.
yeah, I could get down with that. Allegedly. Anyway,
You have to say in Minecraft to be for it not to be admissible.
Parody in Minecraft. So in the wild, this generally does this to amoeba and other protozoa, but you know, it'll take human cells. It's cool with it.
It's just like, wow, big amoeba.
Take a deep breath and let's experiment. Let's do this. All right.
Oh yeah. So in water, they generally like to form biofilms, but they can be free floating. And it turns out that they really, really love doing this in human built things like water heaters, hot tubs, fountains, AC units.
Hot tubs scare the shit out of me for this exact reason.
Yeah. Don't get in the hot tub. Do not get in the hot tub.
Someone has
just don't
peed
walk
and
by
pooped
it.
in there. Yeah.
Put the chlorine in. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Roz died of Legionnaires' disease.
Doing World War I trench warfare on my hot tub.
Yeah.
Like, I'm firing mortar shells full of chlorine gas at it and watching it roll over the landscape.
It's like, there's so much chlorine in my pool that I have accidentally killed myself, but at least it won't be from Legionella.
I mean, listen,
Yes.
some people say it's not a valid lifestyle choice to be wearing a full respirator in the hot tub, and those people lack vision.
Absolutely.
Literally, because of the chlorine.
Yes, yeah.
So they like hot tubs in particular because they are fond of warm temperatures. And, they're happiest around 35 degrees Celsius or about 95 in freedom units. And that is notably pretty close to human body temperature.
Oh, yeah. It's toasty. It's warm.
Mm-hmm. And they like stagnant water, but they also just like to hang out in warm water pipes in places like office buildings. So,
okay.
Yeah. So in my former life as an environmental scientist, I used to do Legionella sampling in a large office building, and they would generally have some in things like the showers that they have that people can use after the gym or whatever, and never enough to really make anyone sick. But with an aerator, they have to actually check these things because
They've just got it like chilling.
Now I have 2 reasons not to use the gym shower.
Yeah.
I just jog home and shower there. It's an extra workout. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's usually not a problem in homes because the water is circulating and cycling often enough that it doesn't get a chance to sit. But, if you have, say, a pandemic happen and, the showers don't get used for a while. Yeah.
And then your modern office building has like a hot water circuit as opposed to just direct hot water pipes. So I would imagine it's become less of a problem in newer buildings.
Yeah, I think it is. But, there's still plenty of those older
70s,
buildings.
Baby.
So normally Legionella is not normally a problem when it's in its natural environment because the levels don't get high enough to actually infect humans.
Yeah, it's busy taking out amoebas and stuff.
Exactly.
And experimenting with them. Yes. Exploring each other's amoeba bodies. Yes,
Yeah.
It turns out we're really good at building things that they are super happy living in.
We like to be toasty. They like to be toasty.
Exactly. They, the amoeba also live in there, and they go, "This is pretty sweet," and ooh, lungs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The idea. I know that they're not flesh-eating bacteria, but like I'll fuck with it.
Yeah. Not a fan. The good news is that human to human transmission is exceedingly rare, and we only really see outbreaks from contaminated environmental sources.
Yeah, unless you're like French kissing a big sort of like thing of like dirty water back and forth.
Right. My kink is spitting out the hot dog water in the hot dog machines.
Getting waterboarded in the hot tub.
I like water play, but only for hot dog water.
Oh God!
Your dirty water dog is probably at a higher temperature than the hot tub, though.
Dirty water dog is like something a frustrated Australian would call you.
No,
that's what they call the hot dogs in New York City.
Really?
Because they're in the pot of dirty water that sits there, but the dirty water is actually spices. It's not actually dirty.
Okay. Well, spices like to like inhibit growth of stuff too, so that's fine.
Yeah,
it's sealed, so whatever.
Absolutely. So, yeah, the disease that this causes is called Legionellosis, and that started as, isn't it though? It started as two separate diseases. So
I have a bunch of slides for this in the form of a joke. So if we skip forward a bit, I got a slide of like Legionella doing what it's doing. We had a slide of this thing take out a macrophage from the inside out, which is kind of cool and gross. It's like the one back.
Wait, which one? Oh,
this one.
That one.
Yeah, that's macrophages getting like by a bunch of Legionella.
Oh, ew! Oh no!
Yeah, it's not supposed to look like that,
fuck
folks.
no! Fuck no!
Finally, our first. It's not supposed to look like that on this one. And then I got four more. The next four slides are one very weak visual joke about the two diseases that Legionella causes. So, please.
Yeah. Keep going, Justin.
Yeah, it causes Legionellosis, which is not named for that guy, or these
not
guys,
this guy,
or that guy again, or these guys again, or these guys, and Pontiac fever, which is not named after this.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just keep it. Is this a Disney World?
I don't know. I just googled like hot Pontiac.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh, this is gonna be a risky search. Hot, man. If I see
it's mostly hot rods. It's mostly hot. There's no like Cars 2 fan fiction or anything up there.
There's a slammed 70 Firebird Trans Am. Oh, daddy.
I want a Trans Am, but mostly just so I can switch the badge around to Amtrans. That'd be cool.
Yeah, hang on 1 second.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah, keep going. I'm gonna look at
get a Trans Am like Firebird tattoo.
Yeah, Liam needs a little Liam time.
What slide should we be on? I'm confused.
Well, I got through the joke about how it causes Legionellosis, which is not named for the Roman legions, French Foreign Legion, Caesar's Legion, and Pontiac fever, which is not named for Pontiacs. So now we're on slide 9, which is going to explain Legionellosis to us.
Next slide.
The one after this. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this one.
Hey, that's what your lungs should look like, right?
Yeah, she feel on my pneumo till I die.
Yeah, lungs
give it the old Nelson Rockefeller.
Crowded.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Or whichever Rockefeller died with his mistress. I don't
care. Doesn't matter. So there are two different things that Legionella does for you. So one is a nasty form of pneumonia, which causes fun symptoms such as a high fever, coughing, difficulty breathing, and GI symptoms, and that takes about 2 to 14 days after you get infected. And the fatality rate with treatment on that one is about 5 to 10%. And that is similar to other forms of pneumonia, but
I mean, pneumonia, it kills you, but it kills you pretty selectively. I think William Osler called it the old man's friend, because it, like, if you're really sick, it's usually the thing that, like, proximately takes you out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's usually elderly, immunocompromised, like the kind of the everything takes out those people though. But
yeah, but this is like something that's like deadly enough to do that, and also you if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, I mean, this one really like sets itself apart from other forms of pneumonia because its mortality in the untreated is higher than other pneumonias and is about 40 to 80% versus the normal 30%.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of get by with some cases of pneumonia if you're like otherwise healthy, just not knowing you have pneumonia. Like, kind of thinking you have like the worst cold in the world, and then you're just kind of like, okay.
Yep, it's referred to as walking pneumonia because it's not literally landing you in bed. You can actually still kind of function. Had it once, don't recommend.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the extremely cool X-ray here.
They should not look like that.
No, that's bad. I would say. I looked at a bunch of different X-rays of people with Legionnaires for this to, like, you know, decide which one I want to put in. They're all pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what one that looks right is supposed to look like.
So essentially, what you would be looking at is one that isn't like it doesn't look like cloudy.
Yeah, the lungs are supposed to be black because they're supposed to be like filled with, you know, air/space.
Yeah,
I see.
What you're looking at is like a lot of like dead lung tissue and like phlegm and stuff, and also like because it's like the alveoli in the lungs that like are sort of like getting attacked here, and they're like swelling up and then like, you know, dying.
It's just full of nasty.
Huh?
What are the alveoli?
The alveoli are the little like breathing sacs. I'm doing air quotes here. That are like on the end of, you know, the things that your lungs, that your bronchial tubes like branch out into, and they do the gas exchange.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
They're present on all human beings except Italians who have raviolis.
Yeah, all of my fucking aioli is getting inflamed. It's fucking terrible.
You're just coughing up sauce.
Mamma mia! I have the pneumonia.
Yeah, so it's like alveoli. They look like little tiny, like, I don't even really know how to describe them. Little lumpy sacs. They look kind of like if you had like little tiny like sacks of grapes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They look kind of like grapes. They're basically there so that you can increase the surface area so you get more efficient gas exchange.
Bodies love to like increase surface area in fun ways.
Oh, they sure do. I prefer when I not to increase my surface area, but I'm really good at doing it anyway.
It's like a skill issue thing.
Yeah.
It's like when I need to, you know, respiration, digestion, cognition, any of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so this fucks you up is the main thing about it.
Yeah, basically. So the really fun part about this is that the frequency and size of outbreaks have been increasing, as have the number of sporadic cases. Climate change really is cool.
Oh, awesome. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I put that in as another little bonus slide at the end that we'll get to. I put in some CDC data.
Yay! It's these guys.
Yeah, this is the Legion. It's the American Legion. Not Rome or like the fake Rome and Fallout New Vegas or France. Yeah, it's these guys.
So, in 1976, the city of Philadelphia was celebrating America's 200th birthday, even though she didn't look a day over 150.
Go birds!
Go birds, indeed.
I'm fascinated by this guy on the front row left. The shape of his chin. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. It really is.
So much going on there. But yeah, so these guys in the hats are
We're doing a party.
Yeah, they're doing a party.
Yeah, they were doing a party. And this party happened to take place at the Bellevue Stratford Hotel.
I mean, here's the thing, right? If you're doing like veteran stuff in 76 or whatever, like everyone's a veteran. There was a draft. Like it seems try hard to me. You know, that's my firm stance. It's going to get people very mad at us. Is like, no, if you fought in World War II and you want to commemorate it in any way, you're a loser. It's like being like, oh, you never got over what you did in high school. Everyone went to World War II.
It's more like just a social club for dudes to hang out, and it still is.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still around. Then there's
they still do the hats.
There's a bunch of them.
Hope you hope you like shows with cheap beer and no one checking your ID.
I mean,
hardcore shows with bands that are yeah.
Shit. I mean, okay, I perfectly reverse my opinion on these guys then.
Yeah, they just have
100% serious stance that every American veteran of World War II was a loser.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of guys get together. Speaking. They buy a shed, they put a shitty bar in it, they have a stage in there, and they hang out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I haven't been to one of these places in a very, very long time, but last time I was in one of them, it was like, yeah, you could smoke in here, smoke wherever you want. And it's like, wait, really? Okay.
This is a nice hotel, though.
Yeah, it's a nice looking hotel.
How do we characterize this, like, architecturally?
This is Second Empire.
Nice.
Yeah. The Bellevue Stratford Hotel. I know it for a different disaster than this, actually, although I did know about the Legionnaires outbreak, which is the reason why I was employed for a while was mostly because of the facade inspection ordinance, right? The reason for this facade inspection ordinance is sometime in the early 2000s, a corbel fell off of the cornice up here straight down to the sidewalk.
Ooh.
And so this is something that had happened on a lot of buildings of this era over time, right? But this time, it fell on a judge and killed him instantly.
I would have assumed so,
whacked him right on the noggin. Pretty bad.
That's tough.
And city council was like, we need to act on this problem, which has been happening for several decades now, and instantly passed the facade inspection ordinance. Now you got to inspect the facades every 5 years of anything over 6 stories. Because below 6 stories, a giant stone is actually harmless if it falls on your head.
I mean, in Venice, there's a lot of facade on this facade. Like,
there is a lot of facade on this facade. This is, although this is not the worst one I've seen in terms of trying to diagram the thing, because you can get away with like a flat drawing here. I think there's some which are much worse.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I didn't even know about that. So it turns out that you really just don't want to be on the sidewalk outside this place for any reason ever.
Cursed hotel.
It's fine. I've walked by it like hundreds of times and I haven't even been killed once.
Well,
your time is coming, Roz.
Yeah, I feel like you're just pushing your luck there. Although hopefully maybe they actually like treat their HVAC units again. So, so after this convention was over, and actually even during the convention,
well, you said 2 to 14 days latency, right? So
yeah, exactly. So 221 people at this convention got sick, or actually not even just at this convention.
Why did I call it latency? Like your illness ping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually the correct terminology. So
I see. I know the stuff without even knowing it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're great at it. You're an expert.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, 34 of those people, or approximately 15%, died. Ew. And the real fun part is that it wasn't just the Legionnaires. It was also other people staying in the hotel And not even people just staying in the hotel, people who walked by the hotel on the sidewalk.
What? How?
Wow.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Good
But
times, right?
Yeah, so they're presumably
Fuck
getting
that,
like
bro.
walking pneumonia, as distinct from like any other pneumonia that anyone's ever seen.
Pneumonia achieved by walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, you
score,
get-
score. This is a score against walkable urbanism right here.
That's right.
It's
kind of mixed-use walkable pneumonia. It's actually illegal.
Yeah. So the CDC decided to join this party when a local physician diagnosed several patients with a pneumonia that didn't respond to normal antibiotics, because that's not terrifying.
Yeah, it's 1976. There's like 2 antibiotics. And then in the next 10 years, they invent another like 10, and those are all of them now.
Well, I mean, if you break them down, if you kind of lump them into classes, yeah, pretty much, actually.
Yeah, you kind of like, anytime I think about antibiotic resistance, I get very, very scared. But then I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
There's nothing I can do about it. Let it ride, baby.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about it? They'll try and fucking do some like AI-enabled drug discovery if they aren't already, and that's gonna be
all these like antibiotic
time.
resistant bacteria that are like of very serious diseases. When they evolve into an antibiotic resistant version, it's like, okay, it's good at resisting antibiotics, but only because it has developed all these sort of Habsburg qualities that make it very difficult to actually function as a disease.
You did tell me this.
That's sort of true, but like
kinda, yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff. Well, like for instance, if you take MRSA, methylcoccin resistant, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Thank you. If you take that, it'll kill you. It's pretty good at that actually. And so it's a sort of very dangerous hospital-borne infection a lot of the time.
And there's an even more terrifying version of that now, which is called Versa. It's a vancomycin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus.
Ooh, now we're down to the last sort of trench of
vancomycin is like also the drug of last resort, because like you might survive, but you might not have like a liver or kidneys anymore. So it's not great when things become resistant to that.
You can do some fun stuff with like XDR-TB as well, extremely drug-resistant tuberculosis. So yeah, I think it's probably bad that we haven't, like, we discovered like a new antibiotic class like a couple of years ago, and we're like, but basically we kind of stopped all research into that because it wasn't very profitable and no one was paying anyone to do it. And I think maybe that's bad.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Like you look at like the COVID vaccine, and it was like, yeah, we developed this technology that's supposed to be 20 years off in like a year.
And the answer was just give them all of the money they want.
Give them the money, yeah.
There's some interesting stuff going on at Porton Down right now with the like 100-day thing, where the deal is that like their sort of objective with it is, if there is disease X, like something completely like outside context, something completely unknown, to have a vaccine for it workable within 100 days. I think that's amazing. So but yeah, between like us not paying for any like new antibiotic discovery and the Soviet Union, who are the only people investing in phage therapy, not existing anymore, it's a good time to be bacteria.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that really doesn't help us is the fact that most of our antibiotics are developed from bacteria's own resistance to other bacteria's because most antibiotics are produced by other bacteria. So, but the other fun thing is that bacteria can transfer genes. They can just sort of like do a little handshake thing, and it's like, hey man, are you resistant to this? Oh no, do you want to be?
Sure.
Just hanging out, yeah.
Sort of a sisterhood of the traveling pants type situation.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exchanging genes.
Just like putting the, I hate you so much, dude. Just putting up the big PSA sign here to say, if you are prescribed antibiotics, finish the whole dose, even if you feel better. You finished.
Yeah, I got yelled at about that. Don't worry.
You genuinely that's the we talked about like, oh, what are you supposed to do about it? That is the one thing you're supposed to do about it.
Sometimes there's individual action that works.
Yeah.
I'm on it. I'm taking my antibiotics. My finger feels better. I'm still taking them. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I will hold you to that, and I will have to inspect and make sure that you've actually done it.
It's fine. I will
just to save the rest of us.
Send you a picture of my empty antibiotics bottle.
Yeah, and if you happen to be a general practitioner, consider not prescribing antibiotics unless you need to. Is the other thing.
That too. So, the CDC decided to send David Fraser, who is an epidemiologist.
We got a photo of him on the slide. Yeah. So this is your two dads, and they're both very disappointed in you.
I was about to say.
Oh yeah, this guy's about to tell you why you shouldn't have stolen that car.
Yeah, and David Fraser is the guy on the right here. I was going to say in the glasses, but they both have dad glasses because it was the 70s.
It was the 70s. David Fraser is tired of hearing your excuses, young man.
With the shirt sleeves too.
Yeah.
I find it funny that he used to be a epidemic intelligence service officer, and I'm like,
hell of a title. That's really cool.
Recruiting human sources inside the bacteria,
inside the cop.
Yeah.
It's like
you're going to go undercover as a bacteria.
We have
a shrink ray. Put on this bacteria suit.
So guys, how's it going?
Hello, fellow bacteria.
It's like, hey, what's up? You want to ride the paramecium?
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds fun. So the CDC actually got to Philly on August 2nd and started putting together a team, and they got there soon enough that there were still cases rolling in. So it's like, all right, how do we figure out what the hell this is and stop it? And initially, swine flu was suspected due to
next slide, please. Yeah. I got some like action shots.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
it's like Leonid Brezhnev.
Does.
Yeah.
So there was an outbreak of swine flu in January of 1976 at Fort Dix in New Jersey. It was similar to the 1918 strain.
Oh, okay. We nearly had Spanish flu again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spanish flu 2 electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
Once again, emerging from a U.S. military base.
Yeah, that's right. You can see where the inspiration for
this one Italian American flu.
You can see where the inspiration for the Stand and stuff came from. Man, that's a book that has not aged well in a lot of ways, like both in terms of like pandemic response, but also, man, there's some weird Stephen King shit in there.
Yeah, there is. It's one of my
pretty
racist.
It's pretty racist.
Yeah. Don't tell my mom that.
Oh, the opening's still fucking terrifying. Like, it's one of the best pieces of like disease horror I've read. But like, after that it gets
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh no, Liam has Legionella. Run away.
Oh fuck.
Shit. Not good.
You're gonna enjoy this live show. We're all gonna enjoy it together.
He's gonna make sure to spit in the cooling tower before he goes on stage.
Oh yeah.
We're I'm the sole survivor, and I just get taken out by the fact that I have a like thorium glass lens on my camera that's been irradiating me.
You did it to yourself.
I was about to say that was I saw that
actually
video.
shows up in this one.
We
did mass spectrometry.
That's tripped us up before. We still don't know how to say what a spectrometer does.
Oh, mass spectrometry?
Tell us.
Spectrometry. It's the word that lets us down rather than the science here.
So basically what you're doing there is you are exciting molecules with light. So
you're asking them if they want to ride the paramecium.
And it allows you to separate the chemicals into different like peaks of light, and each one can map to like a known compound. So you can essentially feed like a complex.
Science is so cool. Just shining a really big flashlight on something and be like, "What elements are you?"
Hey!
Yeah, and then there's like a piece of paper with a little slit on it, and depending where the light is,
Yeah.
I've done it before. It's fun.
Made in
Yeah.
Austria.
So
CDC, open up.
So what's funny is during the outbreak of the swine flu potential pandemic, Gerald Ford freaked out and was like, "Oh God, we have to vaccinate everybody!" And then
you have to
kind of
liven up the Ford administration somehow, I guess. And having seen the Andromeda strain or read The Stand or whatever, he's like, "Oh my God."
But it petered out and everyone got bored and moved on to other things.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I have health anxiety, I thought I had rabies for like 2 weeks and I was just fine. Like, it's just kind of embarrassing afterwards. You're just like, I guess there's nothing. Okay.
I mean, either you were going to get better or you were going to go crazy and die.
Yeah,
either way.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't find this very reassuring.
I wonder why.
Yeah, interesting.
So, what pathogen could this possibly be causing this, and how was it transmitted? At least they were able to rule out foodborne, arthropod vector, and person-to-person transmission. So arthropod means basically, ticks, mosquitoes,
Bugs,
things like that.
Just sitting a tick in the police interrogation chair, like where were you on the night of January 3rd?
I'll be right back. Sorry, I have to use the bathroom and turn on my light.
It's a podcast that loves to go to the bathroom.
Yes,
sure does.
I'm sorry.
We love to flex that sort of minority of humans that have access to a toilet privilege.
Oh, Alice.
Yeah.
I'm not over I thought it. Man, that's fucking
you
grim.
never see that in the movies, like when they have to go to the bathroom. Like when does Neo have to go to the bathroom in the Matrix? When does
he's part of the 60%, and that's why.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe
he just goes wherever.
Just in the corner, like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then I was like, maybe they don't poop in the Matrix, but that building had a plumbing riser in the first film that they all escaped into, so they must have had a bathroom in there.
I mean, here's the thing: the agents, and particularly Agent Smith, hate having to live in the Matrix and be or resemble humans. And when Agent Smith talks about how the Matrix smells and stuff, that is the face of a man who was born to kill and forced to shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
They should have just installed better plumbing. It's their Matrix. They could fix it.
That's true. Yeah. I guess they figured that the humans
My brother
would
in Christ, you constructed the Matrix.
Well, that's why they put the guy in the fucking white suit in the fucking goon cave to be anytime somebody gets sick of the Matrix, to be listen, here's a bunch of $5 words about how the Matrix is good, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, he goes through and makes sure to delete all the gamers who were just poop socking it.
God. Yeah.
He's like, they smell worst of all.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford was kind of intrigued by this. I mean, the context is kind of interesting in the fact that we humans have been like, yeah, we've conquered everything. This is great. We're just going to eliminate all diseases and we have vaccines and stuff.
It was the 70s. We were still building nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, it's and then, nature goes, hey, you haven't dominated us yet, so maybe just get sick and die now? Cool.
Clearly we didn't drain as many malarial swamps as we needed to.
No, clearly not. So it seemed like this had to be from air or water, but they tested the water sources and air ducts in and around the hotel and found nothing. So the CDC, thus defeated, ran home crying to Atlanta to continue trying to figure this out. And as we were talking about, they called in some friends to join them. The Franklin Institute tested the AC system. The Academy of Natural Sciences tested the water supply. The lovely Drexel did mass spec on the water. Harvard and MIT tested the hair of survivors looking for environmental toxins. And UConn tested for nickel poisoning, which was actually a popular theory because they kept finding nickel in all of the bodies that they examined until they realized that the autopsy knives were nickel coated and were contaminating the bodies.
Just that good UConn research. Yeah, go Huskies.
And University of Pennsylvania said, "Fuck you. We have no civic mindedness."
Yeah, go to Temple, apparently.
They refused to join the Avengers Initiative here, and we're just like, yeah, you know,
the
figure
City
it out.
5, Alice.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, somebody else will get it.
For the Big 5,
Yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the City 6 because Drexel felt left out of the of basketball.
But you know, none
Temple
of these
is more winning than Villanova all time. Next.
So no one in this situation won because no one could figure out the cause. But they're like, there's no way this is a bacterium because nothing shows up, when we culture it on any media that we try or
It's not
using
even
any
gram
antigen
positive
tests.
or gram negative. It's gram indifferent.
Gram neutral.
So most people figured it was
Gram
like an
agnostic.
environmental
Graham Linehan.
contaminant.
No, Graham Linehan would be like, it's very like subsided on one side.
Very gram negative.
Yeah.
So enter Dr. Joseph McDade, a researcher.
Oh wait, I put in one more slide before this. If we go to the next slide, while this was brewing, I did find a couple of things. Some people thought this wasn't real or was a government plot to control everyone. Can you imagine? I have here in my hand a headline from the National Enquirer. Says, top doctors claim climate of fear created by government. Legionnaires disease, the great hoax.
This is back before the National Enquirer dropped the kayfabe.
Yeah. Serious sort of like civic-minded inquiry to be like, maybe these people are just making it up. If we go to the next slide, which is in fact a previous slide, if you remember your two dads, the guy on the left, that's Joseph McDade. The one with the frowny mustache, that's Joseph McDade.
Yes.
Yeah, he looks like he has like a shitty cover band that he plays in on weekend.
You came home at 11:30.
Rumpus room having looking MF.
I'll tell you what, I'm currently podcasting from the formerly sonically isolated Liam room, and it works extremely well. There was a horrible thunderstorm that knocked down like a billion trees a couple days ago. I didn't even know it was happening.
Here's the I know, dude. You can sleep through anything in that room. Here's the fucking thing, though, right? Is that Corinne fucking doesn't understand how 5.1 surround sound works, so she's just like, I'm sitting here in this specific spot, but all 5 speakers, right, go right up the stairs and right into my ear holes, and then I have to fucking deal with it while she watches Sweet Magnolias or whatever the fuck on Netflix.
Get some like.
I'm fucking working on it. I'm gonna get acoustic dampening foam, or I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind, Alice.
Yeah, try not to station nightclub fire yourself.
I'm holding this mic like I'm a hardcore frontman telling you to go vegan.
All right.
You could also just get her really good headphones. I mean,
I know. See, here's the thing, right? Is I'm the one who wanted the 5.1 surround. So
you played yourself because you wanted to get the canon effects in Master and Commander. You wanted to fucking play your little video games, and now you're getting Steel Magnolias in like 5.1.
Sweet Magnolias. It's not. It's a different thing.
Steel Magnolias. So I don't even.
It's
okay.
A Netflix show. Yeah. So put a quarter in my ass because I played myself.
Sure. Okay. Well, scenes from domesticity, right?
Yes.
So.
Tell me about my disappointed dad.
Yeah, your disappointed dad was a researcher in the CDC's Department for Rickettsial Diseases. So rickettsial diseases, rickettsia, are a group of bacteria that cause things like typhus and spotted fevers.
Not rickets, though, I guess.
Yeah, no, but they're notoriously difficult to culture due to being intracellular pathogens, which, as we talked about, means that they have to live and reproduce inside of another organism cell.
Yeah, hiding inside the cop, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So someone suggested to him that this mystery pneumonia could be Q fever, which is another one of these rickettsial diseases.
Yeah, one of the ones that I really don't like. Like, generally speaking, there's a lot of diseases that I'm really scared of. All of the ones that I'm like factually most scared of are named after the place where the outbreak of it was like, first noticed, right? But like the ones that on paper scare me the most are the ones that are called like Q fever or like fucking
Q
like
fever sounds very-
EV426
yeah.
or whatever the fuck. And it's like, yeah, you don't want to get one of those, you know?
What is a Q fever?
It's when you get a fuck. Actually, I don't.
It's when you go on 8chan one too many times, and
Well, I was thinking more like it's when a guy beams a mariachi band down onto the bridge.
It's like it was a zoonotic thing, isn't it? It's like fucking
Oh, yeah.
Coxiella burnettl.
Oh, Coxiella burnetti?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
that doesn't help me.
Yeah, I don't.
the Q stands for query, which is some real fucking
What?
bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
That's fine.
Yeah, basically it's a thing that makes you real fucking sick and might kill you.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
those
mean-
are some gnarly X-rays as well.
No, not
Speaking of
looking at
gnarly
those.
X-rays,
Ain't looking at those. Can't make me.
Mhm.
So, McDade didn't think that this could be Q fever, but being a scientist, he decided to rule it out.
Yeah, somebody like ran a herd of sheep through the hotel lobby.
Right.
Well, it turns out the way that one cultures something like this in the 1970s, at least, you take a sample of blood and/or tissue,
Next slide, please.
grind it up into a fine soup-like homogenate, and you inject it into guinea pigs.
No.
Science, it's made the world immeasurably better, but sometimes it involves injecting a sample of blood or tissue into a guinea pig.
Oh, and then you kill the guinea pig,
Yeah,
and
of
then
course.
you take
Oh,
their
yeah.
tissue and grind it up into a soup-like homogenate, and then inject that into embryonated eggs.
Yeah, you're using the guinea pig as a bioreactor for a minute.
What the
Yep.
fuck?
I mean,
dude?
listen,
I
listen,
hate
like-
science.
Yeah, I mean, granted, but I mean, the thing about guinea pigs is that aside from being like God's perfect angels in appearance, they're pretty good for this. I mean, it's the same as like Mesoamericans eating them. It's like they're delicious. What do you want me to do? Like in
Sure.
much the same way, it's like no, this is it's a convenient way of like synthesizing the thing that saves like potentially hundreds of thousands of lives.
Oh, sure.
It don't feel good,
Doesn't feel
and there's a lot
good.
of like animal experimentation that's like that, but yeah, sometimes you gotta fucking inject the thing,
As my dad
Yeah.
said, sometimes you gotta
That's-
break a few eggs. Yeah, I know. I've
That's
heard
my
the
that's my
defensive
like.
column.
I wish the captioner a very happy transcribing of sometimes you gotta fucking inject the thing.
I am.
I'm gonna get a Twitter ask about this in like 2
Sometimes
weeks
you just
time.
gotta inject the thing in the thing.
Forget about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when McDade did this with lung tissue of people who died of this mystery pneumonia, the guinea pigs got sick.
I mean, the other thing about guinea pigs, right, is that they are like vicious little shits who bite you all the time and also get sick and die all the time on their own. They're like absolutely like one constitution ass creature.
Oh yeah. But, so it's like, all right, well, the guinea pigs got sick, but then when they injected the guinea pig puree into embryonated eggs, nothing grew.
Oh.
But then he was like, what if I like dissect their little organs? So he took stained smears of guinea pig spleen and saw rod-shaped
Wow.
bacteria.
It's so fucked. If you go to the next slide, I have a picture of those rod-shaped bacteria. But it's so fucked that you can be smearing guinea pig spleen on a petri dish and being like, I'm a good person and be right.
I'm solving a medical mystery.
Yeah.
Come on, it's like I'm the guinea pig Warren Commission. Let's do this.
Yeah, but once again we get to the point, my favorite point in sort of like any medical detective thing, when we like, we look upon its face and we're like, fucking I see you now, motherfucker.
Yeah, the funny part is it looks just like most bacilli. It's just a bitchy one to grow.
Yeah. So grains of rice.
Yep, basically. So, despite how cool this little discovery was and the fact that he'd found the right answer, McDade was like, oh, well, people are like saying that it's nickel, so I'm just going to not do this for a while. But then
this would be the kind of thing that had it happened in the Soviet Union would be sort of a 2-episode plot point in the HBO miniseries we made about it 40 years later.
Exactly.
It's like, well, the politics and the ideology were at work, so, you know.
But, you know, he realized that those people were idiots when it was like, oh, wait, contaminated autopsy knives? We're all... yeah. No,
just an entire sort of like medical field putting their head in their hands like, we are fucking morons.
Just setting alight your doctoral degree. Like, never mind, I didn't deserve this. But of course they won't do that. So McDade turned out to be right because more than 90% of the Philly patients had antibodies to this rod-shaped bacteria that he was also able to isolate from autopsy specimens. Why they couldn't do that before, who knows? But hey, he got it.
So were the other 10% the people who died? How does that work? Or did some people just survive with the
unconfused? Not create antibodies to it, maybe?
I mean, autopsies are like, you know, sometimes you'll pull a sample that just you get lucky, you know? It doesn't have the thing in it.
Yeah.
It's not like a uniform distribution. Like, not every cell in your body is going to be like fucking Legionella'd up. Otherwise, you would be 100% Legionella and be very gross to look at.
That'd be pretty ugly.
A
giant bacteria and a trench coat.
Yeah. Law of averages. You've got a lot of cells.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is that so not everybody's body hangs on to antibodies as well as others. So, you know, if you test them like a year down the line, they might not have any. Something like that.
Makes sense.
So, you know, this whole guinea pig homogenate sort of thing seems really fun, but they were like, maybe let's make a culture medium that didn't require all these expensive guinea pig spleens. So through trial and error,
gotta be pretty cheap.
I mean, the embryonated eggs probably aren't, though.
Okay.
You still gotta, and you still gotta, you still gotta get all the guinea pigs. Like, they don't just sell you the spleen. They sell you the whole guinea pig.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Got a Benihana.
You're wasting like 90% of that guiney pig.
Whatever Benihana reject you can find. Yeah. Just drop it, bud.
So through trial and error, they managed to cobble together something that could support this picky new bacterium, which is, I forget what it is. It's like something charcoal, something buffered, whatever. It's an agar that has charcoal in it, and it's buffered.
Something annoying, but less annoying than a guinea pig.
Exactly. So the investigation also finally revealed how this was able to happen.
Yeah. I got a picture of the nastiest water in the world here.
Oh yeah.
That's in the CDC museum. The bit of the CDC museum you can just go to and hang out in.
Oh.
Yeah, that seems really fun, actually.
Oh.
But yeah.
See nastier.
What?
Same. Also same.
Oh.
Other parts of buildings.
Oh, sorry, Ross.
So
not parts that are aerosolized, thank God, or not water that's aerosolized.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this nastier. Is this this looks nasty, but is it as nasty as, like, I don't know, bilge water, for instance?
Well, bilge water you
like
expect to be like trap. Like brown and sludgy. This is like piss yellow, which is so much more alarming.
Yeah.
Also, the jug that they put it in, like it's moonshine.
This is true, yeah.
I like that, though. Not gonna lie to you.
I mean, hey, you know, go to the CDC museum, break glass, receive free jug. You're gonna want to wash it first, but like,
I bet you could distill it and make bacteria whiskey. You make shine out of that.
Yeah, it makes you go blind 2 different ways.
Ooh, exotic. All right, so basically the bacteria obviously love warm water, and the July weather allowed the bacteria to have a party in the rooftop AC units, then be misted heartily out of the vents in the lobby and the sidewalk outside the hotel.
Yeah, we see. There's a graph on the right here which is tracking case numbers based on how much time they spent in the lobby. And if you spent a lot of time in the lobby, you were much more likely to get Legionnaire's disease. Yeah. Although,
And the moral
as
I was gonna say, the moral of this story is don't hang out in the hotel lobby.
yeah, never do that. I mean, what's that one fucking furry convention where the person did the comic about getting COVID, going to the thing with COVID, and then
Ugh.
getting a plane back home still with COVID rather than quarantining?
Don't do that.
I mean, listen, I'm not one of those people who's like, we can't ever do any social event ever. Like, because we organize live shows and stuff, and you can get COVID from those, and it sucks, but it's like, whatever. But I do kind of feel like conventions, particularly the kind of conventions where you have like incredible density of people in like an enclosed environment.
Yeah.
That's at the very least, that's an environment where you should probably be wearing a mask and not going when you feel sick.
Here's my thing. You have a old-fashioned hotel like this. You got a big central air conditioning unit that can spew Legionnaires out everywhere. But now hotel rooms all have individual through-wall units, which presumably won't Legionnaires the whole hotel. But if they're not inspected right, because you gotta maintain every single one of them, they might do it to you. I don't know if this is better.
It's the atomization of capitalism, It's like
Yeah.
you get Legionnaires, you're not going to give it to anyone else.
Yeah, you get Legionnaires, and you die, and the hotel is not held liable.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that might save not just people in the hotel, but also people outside it. Because one of the, I think, most disturbing. So that's sort of the history. We're now let's talk a little bit about what's like been happening since then. So one of the most disturbing ones I heard about was a cooling tower in the South Bronx of New York in 2015 caused
Pictured
100.
here. Not pictured here. This is Pontiac, Michigan,
Yes,
because
Pontiac, Michigan, yeah.
Yes, which is where the mild version originated. It turned out because they went back and checked antibodies. But yeah, so South Bronx, New York, a single cooling tower caused 138 cases, 128 of which were hospitalized and caused 16 deaths. And this wasn't even people who were in the building. This was mostly people who just happened to live in the neighborhood and walked by the building.
Yeah, I mean, what I shouldn't do like water towers on roofs is one thing. I think maybe if you can avoid it,
it's probably usually the only place you can put them is the thing. Is the cooling tower. You can have. I mean, like University of Pennsylvania has a huge centralized chilling plant that's in the middle of nowhere comparatively, so no one's walking by that.
I've walked by it.
How?
You can just walk by it, dude. There's a path.
Is there?
Yeah, we'll take a walk next time. Yeah,
try not to get Legionnaires.
You and me can do it, dude. I'll show you how to do it.
Nice. Yeah, Urbex sort of like expedition for you and the fans. Yeah, fuck. What was I gonna say? Yeah, this is like one of the only kinds of like epidemiology left that isn't like the kind of stuff we have to wear 15 layers of like plastic and rubber to work.
Tower Disneyland, 22 cases, 1 die. Fuck me.
Where you can still do the kind of like fun mapping stuff that it used to be like with cholera back in the day. Actually. Wait, that's a coincidence that stuck with me. This was like originally called the like Broad Street flu or something like this, because the hotel is on Broad Street.
Broad Street pneumonia, I think.
Are we aware of the name of the street where the like water pump in London in like 1854 was that sort of like pioneered this kind of experimentation? It was also Broad Street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your little gold star sticker. Yeah, so that's a fun story which we'll get you back on to do if you like.
Sure.
But yeah, that's a fun little coincidence too.
The hot tubs are freaking me out.
Never,
hot tub
never
should be.
live on Broad Street.
No.
Whichever
It's
Broad Street.
cursed.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hot tub one is fun. Let's see. Here's some examples. Hot tub at a Lowe's home improvement in Virginia in October 1996 caused 15 people to be hospitalized and 1 died.
Ew.
A fairly local case for here, hot tub at Sands Resort in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire in 2018. 49 cases and 2 people died, and there are still a bunch of lawsuits ongoing with that one.
Don't get in the hot tub.
Yeah, and even the best for last for the hot tubs, the North Carolina Mountain State Fair, September 2019. Just walking by a hot tub display in like your dumb old state fair.
Why was there a hot tub display?
You gotta come to more fairs, Alice.
Yeah, you gotta come to more fairs. There's
the air
always a hot tub
visibly
display.
Misted with bacteria.
It's weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 136 cases, 98 hospitalized, and 4 dead.
I mean, shit. If you don't get something from the water in that kind of environment, you're gonna get something from the people in the hot tubs. Like,
oh yeah,
you're gonna get fucking gastroenteritis.
And the fun part is the hot tubs aren't there for you to get in. They're really just there to like entice you into buying one. But like,
what? Like, here's
why?
the concept of a hot tub. We're running 50 of them at once and spraying you all down with like hot water vapor.
Yes.
Well,
yep.
You're supposed to keep them chlorinated.
Yeah, but that costs money and time.
Yeah, they ain't doing that at the fair, Roz. I can tell you that. Right
so do lawsuits.
Yeah, turns out.
If only state fair people were perfectly rational.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Imagine a perfectly spherical state fair,
especially North Carolina Mountain State Fair.
Oh yeah,
not Tidewater, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah, the one that really gets me too is decorative fountains. So the funniest one is a decorative fountain in a hospital lobby in Wisconsin in 2010 caused 8 confirmed cases. I mean, nobody died because they were in the fucking hospital, but it's like, maybe don't put a decorative fountain in your hospital lobby unless you're going to actually take care of it.
Yeah, I mean, people complain about the art in and around British hospitals. There's one in London that's literally just like a stone we just dumped outside, like a big Brazilian stone that everyone complains about because we spent like 70,000 quid on it. But yeah, I tell you what, at least it doesn't give you Legionnaires disease.
No, it's going to turn out to give you like that Game of Thrones disease that turns you into a rock.
It's going to petrify you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. And then the last fountain example that I found that was real fun is a fountain in a hotel lobby in Chicago in August 2012. Caused 114 infections, 15 hospitalized, and 3 dead.
Do not go in the hotel lobby.
Do not go in do not go in the decorative fountain in the hotel lobby.
Yeah. Or just anywhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, capitalism, not doing basic maintenance to save money, killing you in new and exciting ways.
And as you said at the beginning, climate change means all the water in the fun little water features is going to get hotter, which means that it's our beloved Legionella bacteria are going to like it way more. Yeah, I don't.
That one again, all credit to my partner. I was like, wait, I don't get it. Why is it like Danny DeVito's Penguin, but like not in full costume? And it's like, I don't know. It's funny.
You know what? It is.
It is funny. I was like, you know what? I don't care that it has nothing to do with it. I really deeply enjoy this.
What have we, dare I ask, learned?
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Especially don't go to a hospital, and don't go to the county fair or the state fair or the York fair, and don't prance around in the hot tub displays.
Trying to balance my fear of Legionnaire's disease with developing a fear of water, which would then cause me to worry that I have rabies again.
Yeah.
You should probably
Yeah.
adequately treat the water in the cooling tower and prevent it as well from cycling through into the actual airstream of the air conditioner. That this is sort of what I'm seeing here.
Just sort of
Oh,
like
that's part of it. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fucking blast everything with chlorine, like it's the Battle of Passchendaele.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily chlorine. You can do a bunch of shit. You can fucking do ozone. You can stick my old camera lens over it and like lightly irradiate it if you want.
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's
Yeah, that's
lots
what
of ways
actually
to
we
build
need in the
stuff.
center of every cooling tower is a cobalt 90 source.
I really hope to God I do not have a cobalt glass camera lens.
And then there's just a new like spate of orphan source problems when companies go, this is not useful anymore, and just chuck it in a dumpster.
Yeah. Don't get in the hot tub. That's the main thing I'm learning.
Yeah. I like do not approach a wild hot tub or a hot tub that you don't already know and know its owner.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of like we've had for thousands of years ways of making communal bathing as safe as we can make it, and this is one of those things that's like it's like wild swimming or whatever, where it's like, no, we've ruined it for all of us. We can't be trusted with it. Sorry.
Yes.
Also,
Anyway.
screw decorative fountains. Break them all.
Yeah. Do like a sort of like Denis Villeneuve kind of like Dune kind of like rock feature thing.
Again, you can just cycle out the water every once in a while like you're supposed to. If it's an indoor water feature, that's basically free to do.
Yeah, that's work. You have to have a guy. It's like
Or
one more thing
oars.
to do,
It's like when you remember when whatchamacallit, Just Stop Oil or whoever went down to the Trevi fountain and they put some charcoal in it and everyone's like, oh my God, they destroyed the fountain. It was like, no, they just had to cycle out the water.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
I looked at how much that cost and it was like less than $600 at Roman water prices. This is a solvable problem, guys.
At some point, Just Stop Oil is presumably going to do something that I don't like, but it's yet to happen. Like,
no, most of the stuff they've done is pretty funny.
Yeah, so far, 100% hit rate every time. I've been like, nice, get after it.
Hell yeah. So anyway, cycle out the water in your fountain because it's cheap and stops you from getting a horrible disease.
Chlorinate your hot tub
aggressively, like Passchendaele.
Yes, for the love of God.
If you have a water tower on top of your building, you should
don't die in it like that one girl.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, absolutely. Don't like die. Stay on your meds so you don't climb into your own water tower and die, and then make everyone in the building drink your decomposing body for like the next 6 months. Absolutely, don't do that.
That's actually an interesting one about the New York City water towers, is they are protected by the bacteria in them rather than that causing Legionnaires disease, because there's a natural coating that forms on the inside of the wood.
It's like all of the microbes trying to get through the door at once.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, wrap this shit up.
All right, Emily, thanks so much for coming on. If the people want more Emily, where can they find you? Should they want to?
Well, I am on X.
This is wrongo.
Yeah, it's such a God. I'm just waiting for it all to crash and burn. I barely post on there though, so I don't know. Other than that,
I need a Blue Sky invite.
Emily, talk about your beer podcast that we've both been on.
Yeah,
so I have two other podcasts. I have a beer podcast called New England Beer Reviews that has been really inconsistent lately, but whatever. We mostly go on and just chit chat and talk about beers we've had and drink beer while doing it, and so that's fun. And then I am also on a movie podcast called See It or Screw It that Liam was on for a while, and just sort of hasn't been on for ages.
Faded into nothingness.
Yep, we miss you. Come back sometime. But yeah, that one's real fun. So go check those out.
All right, well, real quick before we wrap up, everybody say their favorite microbe.
No, that's scary.
Let me get anthrax.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
I wanted anthrax. God damn it!
I have a tiny little plush anthrax on my shelf.
Alice her tiny little plush anthrax.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a plush ant that are.
Someone sent all three of us anthrax.
It has a little hard hat that says
a while back.
Aw. My favorite microbe is Listeria because it does if you put it on a microscope slide, it has a tumbling motility. So it's like these little squiggle guys that are just kind of like tumbling around.
That's fun.
I think I might like go back to no, because since you mentioned beer podcast, I'm going with yeast.
There you go.
Yeast is a good
love a
one,
yeast. Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye everyone.
Write in your favorite microbe in the comments.
Yeah.